Mrs. Ratna, you are unmute. Unmute. Mrs. Ratna, you are unmute. Mrs. Ratna.
Thank you, Mrs. Prima. Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Prima. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for give us opportunity to present my research with the title Role of Motivation as Mediation Leadership to Increase Performance of Work. Next. Next, Ma'am Prima.
Okay.
Leadership plays a very important role in an organization. Aspect in the field of organization generally put forward their own understanding of leadership. Leadership is defined as individual characteristic, habit, ways to influence other interaction, position in administration, and perception of legitimate influence. Motivation is an inner impulse that becomes the starting point for every organization in doing something in order to achieve the desired goal. Performance is a description of the level of achievement of an activity program in realizing the goals, objective, mission, and vision of the organization contained in the strategy planning of an organization. Next. So, my research purpose was conducted to analyze leadership on employee motivation and performance at Fatma Bojonegoro Mother and Child Hospital with the conceptual framework leadership have influence to motivation directly and have an influence directly to performance, but leadership have indirectly influence to performance with motivation as a mediation. Next. Population, all the workers who have worked for 1 year at Fatma Hospital Bojonegoro with a total of 70 respondents using simple random sampling, and then I get a 60 respondent. And I have some indicator for leadership, content of directing, coaching, supporting, and delegating, and leadership have 7 items. And then work motivation include positive motivation and negative motivation have a 7 items question. And then work performance using hospital indicator from Fatma Bojonegoro Hospital. Next. The result, I have 60 respondent with the almost our respondent have a woman gender, and they make a group that they have a opinion about the leadership, about the middle, and then the work motivation well and enough almost have a same rate, and then the performance about well and enough have the same rate. And then effect of leadership through motivation on the performance of officer. The first hypothesis, leadership to work motivation support.
Mom Ratna?
Yes.
Your time 1 minute.
Okay. Maybe directly to conclusion.
Okay.
Next. Okay. Discussion. Okay. The process of influencing or giving example of leaders to follower in an effort to achieve organization goals in the understanding of Kartono's leadership. Starting at leadership is an activity that influence people so that they are willing to work together to achieve their desired goal. While according to Shimamura, states that real employee performance is assessed on a 5 dimension including quality, quantity, project completion, and cooperation. In Anwar said that factor that influence hospital performance or ability factor and motivational factor found in a leader can influence the performance of the organization. Thank you, Ma'am Prima, for your opportunity to me to present my research.
Okay, thank you, Mom Ratna.
Okay.
I stop screen. And then I invite for the second speaker. The second speaker is Mrs. Intan. Mrs. Intan Fazrin. Mrs. Intan Fazrin. Mrs. Intan Fazrin, please welcome for presenting with the title The Influence of Parenting Pattern on the Development of Social Personality in Preschool Children in Dharma Wanita Kindergarten Tosaren 2 Kediri CT. Mrs. Intan, time is yours.
Mrs. Prima, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
Leader,
giving
please.
all the
Louder, please.
opportunity. Okay, thank you, Mrs.
Okay.
Prima. Thank you for your giving the opportunity. I will do your presentation.
Yes, please. Mrs. Intan,
Yes.
can you see my share screen? Mrs. Intan? Screen? Yeah.
Okay. You can see for my presentation.
Okay, Mom Intan, do you see my
Okay.
screen?
You've done, Mrs. Prima. You've done.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will present my research with my team, the influence of parenting on the development of social personality in preschool children in TK Dharma Wanita Tosaren 2 Kediri City.
And then, Mat. Berarti stop ya?
The background, more than 25% of children experience developmental delay such as lack of independence of children, unable to communicate smoothly so that children tend to be passive and unable to develop their abilities. Parenting pattern greatly determine the social activities of children when children begin to grow and develop. Purpose, the study aims to determine the relationship of parenting pattern with social personal development in preschool children. Method, design quantitative observational cross-sectional approach and sample 16,7 respondent and simple random sampling technique at TK Dharmanita Tosaren 2 Kediri City. And analyze coefficient contingent correlation statistical test and variable parenting style and social personal development. The result, characteristic of respondent, age characteristic of the majority of respondent, age more than 35 years are 35 respondent with 52%, and characteristic of education level are almost half of the respondent with high school education, as many as 30 respondent with 45%. Characteristic almost half of the respondent work as private sector, as many as 25 respondents with 34%. And then characteristic of child respondent include age and gender. Half age characteristic of the 5-year-old respondent are 35 respondent with 50%. Gender characteristic of the male respondent were 36 respondent with 54%. Characteristic of variable based on parenting style at TK Dharma Wanita Tosaran to Kediri. Characteristic on variable parenting style of the parents mostly permissive as many as 41 respondent with 61%. Characteristic of social personal development variable are almost all of the children personal social development as good as many 63 respondent with 95%. And then statistic result, because the significant is 0.030 less than 0.05, mean that there is influence between parenting pattern on social personal development in preschool children at TK Dharma Wanita Tosarantu, Kediri City, and the value of the coefficient cognitive coefficient is 0.338, which means that parenting pattern affect the good social personal development in preschool children. And discussion, parents who apply permissive parenting mean that the control aspect is lower than the warm aspect. The mean that in the study, parents tended to have lower control than warm in caring for their children. Parents prioritize their interest more than the interest of the children, so that children are left to develop alone and are not noticed, or people are too liberating the children. Uh, for Ismiriam state that it's one the factor that can describe a person maturity, but psychologically, and socially, thus helping someone in the knowledge. Parents include environmental factors that affect children development, namely the family environment, because this is where parents make the first interaction with children to develop children ability according to their development age. It can also be interpreted the parent pattern applied by parent can have major effect on children development, especially social personal development. Another conclusion show that most parents apply permissive parenting so that the social personal development of children is normal category. Another supportive study is research by SICH, which state that the permissive parenting style applied by parents to children will have a good effect on the personal social of preschool. In this research, at TK Wanita Tosarantu, most of parents applied permissive parenting, but social personal development is good because children do everything independently, even though parents pull their children a little. Conclusion, there is significant influence between parenting style and social personal development at TK dan Wanita Tosarantu. This can be with p-value 0.030 and coefficient of contingency coefficient is 0.338. In this study, it is suggested that further research develop it is research by examining other factors such as stimulus, nutrition, and independent. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Prima. I think enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mrs. Prima, you're unmute.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Mrs. Intan, for your presenting with the title The Influence of Parenting on the Development of Social Personality in Preschool Children in TK Dharma Wanita Tosarentu, Kediri City. Now, I invite Mrs. Yeni L. and Agnes with the title Intention, a Concept Analyzed. Mrs. Yeni L. and Agnes, time is yours.
Thank you very much, moderator, for the time. Firstly, I want to introduce my co-authors in here. Excuse me, can you hear my voice?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So my authors, my co-authors in this work is Sri Haryuni, Kunika Nurahayu, and also Ivana Anugrahani. And our affiliation is Kadiri University, Faculty of Health Science. Our work is intention, a concept analysis. Why we do need this concept analysis? Where is my screen, please?
Yes. Oops.
Thank you. So my topic is intention, a concept analysis. Why we do this? Because, next slide, please. As we know that intention in the theory of planet behavior is preceded by attitude, perceived control, and subjective norm. This theory had been applied to hundreds of studies from many disciplines, yet when it applies to the theory of planet behavior, it requires detailed description related to Muslim women's intention to undertake HIV test. So our objective is, next slide. Our objective is to develop a model of Muslim women intention to undertake an HIV test. The method of this study is the specific approach to the analysis was the evolutionary view advocated by Rogers, and also data were collected by documentary methods, and then the concept validation also were traced by using keyword intention, willingness, desire, readiness, commitment, and also awareness. We found it in EBSCO, Sinahel, and ProQuest, and also from Google search engine. From the results, we found 9 articles in nursing, economic, and also education, psychology, related to the concept of intention. From the picture on the slide, we can see we have antecedents, attribute, and also consequences. For the antecedents, we have 2 categories, included internal factors and also external factor. Under internal factors, we have internal commitment, knowledge, values, risk perception, and also demographic. And under external factor, we have perceived norm. For the attribute of intention, we have 4 attributes, includes willing to try, effort, emotion, and also consciousness. For the consequences, we have a take a health action. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. For the conclusion, the tentative model that we present before can be generalized for other setting or situation, and also there is no specification that this model is just for a specific gender or specific situation. Thank you very much. Moderator. The last slide. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I stop share. Thank you for Mrs. Yeni and Agnes with the title, with your presentation with the title Intention, a Concept Analyze. Now I invite next speaker, Mrs. Komariah Eskepnes MSI MKes with the title Implementation of Relationship Marketing on Commitment and Satisfaction in Hospital Patient in Class 3 Regional General Hospital Buleleng Regency. Mrs. Komariah, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon. My name is Komariah. I want to explain article about implementation of relationship marketing on commitment and satisfaction in hospital patient in class 3rd Regional Central Hospital Buleleng Regency. Background: hospital is healthy facility which must pay attention to quality. So, need in quality assurance system, leading to service satisfaction and commitment in hospital service. And then there is still a GEV between the service provided the patient needs. Solution to become a hospital through prioritized service, satisfaction, and commitment in providing health service. Design. The type of research in analytic observational research in which the research only observers without providing intervention to the variable to be studied to determine the causal relationship between variables. The form a relationship can be a difference relationship or influence. Venue and time. Venue in cluster inpatient hospital district Buleleng. Timing 1st October until 12 December 2019. Subject. All patients in the patient room in cluster were 1,074. All 1,074 patients in the inpatient room were sampled with a total sampling technique. Variable. Dependent variable is commitment in inpatient. Independent variable is dimension of relationship marketing. Analysis, univariate, frequency distribution for variable characteristic, bivariate, that's the effect of category data using Z-score. Multivariate, statistic regresi logistik, alpha 0.05. Result. 1. There is an influence of relationship marketing implementation on commitment in inpatient in cluster of Buleleng District Hospital with a p-value of 0.020, which means less alpha 0.05 and relationship marketing 5 times has the opportunity to increase this patient commitment. 2. 3 is effect of relationship marketing implementation on satisfaction in inpatient in cluster of Buleleng District Hospital with a p-value of 0.0, which means less than alpha 0.05 and relationship marketing 15 has the opportunity to increase patient commitment. 3. There is an influence of patient characteristic on the implementation of relationship marketing in inpatient in cluster of Buleleng District Hospital with a p-value of 0.0, which means less than alpha 0.05 and 7 times the characteristic have an opportunity to increase patient commitment and satisfaction. 4. There is the influence of hospital factor on the implementation of relation marketing in inpatient in cluster of Buleleng District Hospital with p-value of 0.040, which means less alpha 0.05 and hospital factor 8 times have the opportunity to increase patient commitment and satisfaction. Conclusion. The effect of relationship marketing implementation on commitment in inpatient in cluster of Buleleng District Hospital are good. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Mrs. Khomaria for your presentation with the title Implementation of Relationship Marketing on Commitment and Satisfaction in Hospital Patient in Class 3 Regional General Hospital Buleleng Regency. Now, I invite Mrs. Chandra. I invite Mrs. Chandra to presentation with the title The Effect of Consumption of Red Beans, Phaseolus vulgaris, boiled on hemoglobin level in adolescents in Institute of Health Science Strada, Indonesia. Mrs. Chandra. Mrs. Chandra. Hello, Mrs. Chandra. Mrs. Chandra. Do you hear me? Mrs. Chandra. Okay. Okay. I invite next speaker with the name Mr. Made Susiana. Mr. Made Susiana. What? Okay. Mr. Made Susiana. Mr. Made Susiana. Mr. Made Susiana.
Ya, selamat sore, Bu.
Selamat sore, Bapak. This is time to presentation with your title. I'm sorry, your title. Your title. Okay, with your title, Effectiveness of Nursing Competency of Service Quality in Installation of Hospital Buleleng Hospital. Mr. Made Susiana, you have 10 minutes to presentation. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon. My name is Made Susiana from Bali. Introduction. Buleleng Regional General Hospital as a health service provider is concerned with the excellent quality of service. The quality of nurse care is the biggest part of the overall quality of hospital services because of the amount of contact with patient. The quality of service itself is influenced by the satisfaction as an expectation and needs of patient being met. Excellent service quality, nurses and need to have superior competence, namely basic knowledge, hard skill, soft skill, work ethics, and legal aspect. The purpose of this study is to provide recommendation based on an analysis of the influence of nurse characteristics and competence on service quality. Method. This research is a descriptive observational study conducted from November. The study population was nurses working in the inpatient room, and the number of samples obtained was 80 nurses. The variables analysis were individual characteristics, nurse competence, hard skill, soft skill, work ethic, and legal aspect. Result: the study showed that length of work and position of head of the family at work influence nurse competence. Length of work and soft skill also have a positive influence on service quality. Conclusion: there is a significant effect between the length of work and soft skill of nurses on the quality of service. Variables that need to be improved and improved are registration letter, work license, training, and training to improve soft skill and work ethics. Next. The hospital as an institution engaged in the field of health service continues to change. The basic nature of the hospital is the fulfillment of the needs and expectations of patients to solve their health problems. At the hospital, quality service will be achieved if all human resources, hereinafter referred to as HR, have professional competence, understand products in depth, be friendly and friendly, responsive or sensitive to patient, master the work, communicated effectively, and be able to respond to patient complaints and look attractive. Patient satisfaction starts from the time of arrival until the patient leaves the hospital. To create patient loyalty to the hospital, patient satisfaction must reach an special state because the failure of satisfaction in the ordinary category is very easy to fall often bad, which can easily occur if the quality of service received does not match the needs and expectation of the patient. The presence of ordinary and even poor nurse service is proof that nurse competency need to get attention, especially on the soft competency element because of the decrease in the level of satisfaction with the service provided by nurses on caring elements in providing service to patients. Nurse as service provides must be upgraded to be able to meet the needs and expectation of patients in providing service. Nurse competence is an important aspect of the quality of service that contains the consequence of authority in the text as well as making decisions according to their roles that are relevant to expertise, knowledge, and skills. Nurse competence is needed to support the hospital strategy in maintaining and improving the quality of service for patient satisfaction. Next. These races belong to the descriptive observational category. The study used cross-sectional design in this study. Races conducted a study on the characteristic of individual nurse competence in patient installation and conducted an analysis of the quality of nurse service in patient installation, as well as testing the effect of both variables. This research was conducted from March to December 8 treatment rooms of Buleleng Regional Hospital. The population in this study were individual nurses in 8 treatment rooms. The total number of nurses is 120 people. The sample size used in this study used the correlative formula with the transformation of the Z value. By using this formula, a sample size of 79 to 86 was rounded up to 80 nurse sample. Sampling is in this study use a simple random sampling method that is random sampling. Validity measurement is done by comparing the result of the calculation of the value of corrected items. Total correlation with the value in table are test flow normally to see the data that has gathered normal distribution or not. Performance on soft competence variable, work ethics, and the quality of nurse service to be tested. Next, characteristic of individual nurse. Number one, age of nurse, 20 to 25 years old, 26 to 30 years old. Amount presented 63.7%. Number two, years of service, less 5 years old, yes, 5 years to 10 years, and 10 years. Presented 21.3%. Number three, nurse extra income, less category, less 3 million to 5 and 6 million, presenting 37.5% to 56.3%. Number four, position of head of nurse, category non-managing nurse head of units, presenting 32.5% to 61.3%. Total 100%. Next. Analysis effect of individual characteristic of nurse.
Mr. Made, your time is one again. First.
1 minute.
Your time is 1 minute again.
Okay, thank you. Analysis effect of individual characteristics of nurse competence. Number one, age of nurse. Number two, period of nurse. Number three, extra income. Number four, position of head of family. Number one is explanation not significant. Number two, period of nurse work significant. Number three, extra income not significant. Number four, position of head of family is not significant. Next. Analysis of the effect of individual characteristics of nurse training. Number one, age of nurse. Explanation is not significant. Number two, period of nurse work significant. Number three, extra income is not significant. Number four, position of head of family is not significant. Next. Analysis of the effect of individual characteristic of nurse hard skill. Number one, age of nurse is not significant. Period of nurse work significant. Number three, extra income is not significant. Number four, position of head of family explanation is not significant. Next. Analysis of the effect of individual characteristic on soft skill. Number one, openness is explanation is not significant. Number two, period of work is not significant. Number three, extra income is not significant. Number four, position of head of family is not significant. Analysis of the effect of individual characteristic of work ethics. Number one, its openness is not significant. Number two, period of work is not significant. Number three, extra income is not significant. Position of head of family, explanation is significant. Analysis of the effect of individual characteristic on legal aspect. Number one, openness not significant, period of work not significant, extra income is not significant, position of head of family is not significant. Analysis of the effect of individual characteristic of registration certificate STR. Number one is openness not significant, period of work not significant.
Mr. Made,
Yeah.
your time is finished.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I stop share your article, and then for to all speaker, if you have question, please write in chat box in English, please. And then I invite Mrs. Chandra. Mrs. Chandra, do you hear my voice?
Okay, I hear you. Okay.
Mrs. Chandra.
Hello. Hello.
Loudly,
Halo.
please.
Halo.
Hello.
Dengarkah? Halo.
Hello, okay.
Halo.
Hello, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for the time given to me. I will presentation my research. Before I will introduce myself. I'm Chandra Wahyuni. I'm from Midwifery Department at IIK Strada Indonesia. I will presentation my research with title The Effect of Consumption of Red Bean Boiled on Hemoglobin Level in Adolescents in Institute of Health Science Strada Indonesia. Okay, next. Introduction, anemia is a general condition where hemoglobin and erythrocyte level are low than normal. Iron deficiency anemia itself is a state of decreased iron concentration in the body. Anemia is more common for teenagers girls because teenager girls experience menstruation, low food intake, increased iron requirement due to the process of growth spontan limiting to it, so that the body deficiency nutritional such as iron. Red bean is not that contain lots of iron. Iron include soybeans, green beans, and red bean. Red bean have a content that can overcome anemia. The content is iron or Fa. Next, the the research experiment with approach with one group pretest post test with control this statistic test result with Wilcoxon test. Technique sampling use was purposive sampling. Sample in this study were 18 students with anemia. The instrument used observation sheet and hemometer. Next. method, the method they give boiled beans that 450 gram per day for 3 days. And then the research with ethical clearance, informed consent, and the next research analysis. Next. Sebelumnya, before this slide. Okay, thank you. Hemoglobin level before giving red bean boiled in adolescent girl, 18 students have milk anemia, and then after give boiled red bean boiled bean to student in no anemia. All student 18 student no anemia after giving red bean. The next statistic result, p-value less than alpha is 0.005, less than so that it's 0 is rejected and it's 1 is accepted, meaning that there is an effect of giving red bean boiled on hemoglobin level in adolescents. Next. Discussion. Consumption nuts can help increase hemoglobin level in adolescent girl. Anemia that occurred in adolescence can occur due to consumption pattern of Indonesian people who are still dominated by vegetable as a source of iron. In addition, the cause of iron deficiency anemia is influenced by increased body needs due to suffering from chronic disease, blood loss due to menstruation, and parasitic infection. Next. Based on the result of the research believes that the measure of respondent experience a change from mild anemia to not anemia. Change in hemoglobin level occurred because of the iron content in boiled red bean. The content of iron in boiled red bean can help increase hemoglobin level in the body. The mechanism of iron can help increase hemoglobin level in the body by means of biochemical reaction in the body. From the biochemical process, iron is able to produce hemoglobin. Next, conclusion. The boiled red bean can increase hemoglobin level in young women because one of which is the content of iron of Fa. Thank you to presentation. Come back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Chandra. I stop share screen.
Thank you.
Okay, the participant. Now we will be going to session second session is discuss. If you have question, please write in chat box in English.
I don't know. I don't know what.
Ma'am Prima,
Yes, I am.
please read the chat in Zoom.
Okay. To
Question
Mrs.
answer.
Maria.
Any question?
Okay.
Maria, this is the question for you. How you can say good to quality in Buleleng? Why you make grouping your data actually hemoglobin? And then to Mrs. Chandra and Mr. Made, why your variables many not like? The question this is the question from our participant. I read again. The question for Mrs. Komaria. How you can say good to quality hospital in Buleleng? Why you make grouping your data actually hemoglobin? And then to Mrs. Chandra and Mr. Made, why your variable have many not psych? Do you hear my voice? Mrs. Komaria? Mrs. Komaria? Are you here? Mrs. Komaria? Are you here? Still join with us? Okay. Next to Mrs. Chandra. Mrs. Chandra, are you still here with us? Mrs. Chandra? Mrs. Chandra? Okay. The next question for Mr. Made. Mr. Made? Mr. Made? Mr. Made? Do you hear my voice? Hello? 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 Hello, I read again. I read again the question for Mrs. Komaria. Mrs. Komaria, do you hear my voice? Okay. Next question for Mrs. Chandra. Hello, Mrs. Chandra.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Chandra. Okay.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry, my signal not stabil.
Okay.
Harus keluar masuk.
Okay.
Yes.
This is your the question for you.
Okay.
Why your variable have many not sick?
Ini tadi pertanyaannya gimana Kak? Saya barusan masuk ini.
You can read the
Sorry,
chat.
I can. Chat is clear
Okay,
chat
okay.
because yes.
Okay, I read the chat.
Okay.
Why your variable have many not sick?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Maybe this is not significant, maybe, yeah. Mrs. Chandra or Mr. Made. This is the same question. Mr. Made, do you hear me? Okay, Mrs. Chandra.
Hello. Hello.
Mrs. Chandra, okay. Please ask our question for you. Why your variable have many not sick? Hello. Hello. Hello, Mrs. Chandra. Hello, Mrs. Chandra. Lost again. Mr. Made. Mr. Made, are you still join with us? Mr. Made. Mr. Made. Okay. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going the fourth session, announce the best oral presentation. I invite Mrs. Maita Sari Dwi Anggimawati. Mrs. Maita, congratulations for you as the best oral presentation. And as appreciate, we will give you a certificate as the best speaker.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Prima.
Okay, the certificate can be shared in 1 week before this agenda. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then, ladies and gentlemen, and all speaker, now going the last session is closing. Thank you for your attention. I am as moderator. If I did mistake, please forgive me and see you in the next international conference. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And please, on your camera, on your video, we will to take picture. Please, on your video, you want to take the picture. Okay. Okay. All participants request to fill out the link present on the link to be shared by the committee, please. We will to take a picture. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. And I close this agenda. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.